and we had a new guest with us on that one. That was Richard Diamond, who's a former instructor with Michael. I'm going to have Michael introduce Richard a little bit here. Go ahead, Mike, take it away.
Well, Richard started in a program with me about, I think 5 or 6 years ago, correct, Rich?
5 years ago, right.
Yeah, in an organization called HIP, Heightened Independent Progress. It was a program that I was running for the Heightened Independent Progress of persons with disabilities. Richard has spina bifida, which he was born with spina bifida. And again, we don't call the word handicap.
It's a terrible word.
Well, yeah, we don't. To me, it doesn't make much sense to call someone handicapped, because I think if you're capable of doing something, we call it more along the lines of handy-capable. And Richard has obviously, as you can see, has proven that he's quite handy-capable of doing quite a few things.
He's definitely
Plus, he's got a heart like a lion. I mean, you know, when you have that and you have the drive, you can do just about anything. I mean, if you have the love for doing something and you really care about it enough, you can do it.
He's got good spirits. I mean, talking to him in the green room, he definitely has a great personality. And
I'm very proud of him. I think that he's come a long way. He received a Shodan about approximately a year and a half ago.
That's great.
Worked for his Shodan, and everybody there it's a proud moment for Richard. It was a proud moment for a lot of people that work with Richard, and I cannot take all the credit, although I was primarily his instructor, his main instructor. There were a lot of the other people like Chris Schulis and George Espinosa and Frank Bonaco, a lot of the people that are my students that helped inspire him and really work with him quite a bit. So I'm very proud of him.
That's good. And how do you feel, Rich? I mean, obviously, what got you involved with martial arts?
The idea of competition, the idea of exhibitions, the idea of athletics has been with me for all my life. My father was a competitor in gymnastics. When I was 13, I started out in gymnastics. When I was in high school, I competed in gymnastics with general education and everything, and it was the recognition and the feeling was fantastic. So I saw a little ad saying self-defense for the disabled, and it just sat me. I said, "This is really interesting," because I see the things on TV, and I said, "Why don't I just try it?"
Did you ever think you could do it just when you just looked at it, or was it?
I had no idea.
You could do it.
I was thinking about but my expectations of myself and what I can do is I see myself as the there's nothing I can't do.
That's great.
And let me see, you know, it's like if you have a flight of stairs and there's something on the top of those stairs, I'm going to say to myself, I want that, I'm going to go on the top of the stairs and I'm going to have to climb and get it. So it was like little carrots being stuck in front of me from the time that I started as a white belt till the time I got that black belt. When I got my first yellow belt, that to me was the beginning of saying I actually can reach that black belt.
You can do it.
It was it was one of the biggest thrills. And when I got tested for the blue belt, which was another turning point, the gentlemen that were doing the attacks were beating me to a pulp.
I mean, we weren't easy with them.
They were hitting me. I got nailed a couple of times, and I sat there. I says, if I achieve this, I'm going to go to the next stepping stone. The brown belt was it was a push, all right.
Yeah.
And as Mike said, that on the black belt test, we were supposed to stay in the backstage kind of thing, so I was like in the bathroom for like a half an hour to an hour preparing and saying to myself, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here. When I walked out from one end to the gym, almost like in a C position, you were all black belts.
I had 72 black belts there.
72 black belts. I knew a lot of them through exhibitions I've done with like
those butterflies start.
They went from butterflies to like elephants dying to come out. And I was sitting there, but once I started, I just couldn't stop, and the energy was phenomenal. But I think the biggest thrills was doing all those shows I was doing as Mike.
That one show you did at the Battle of Atlanta, I believe. And,
Battle of Atlanta
and you
was
flipped Mike. I saw one picture you flipping Michael.
Yeah, I mean, he used me in the Battle of Atlanta. Yeah, when I did at the finals, we did a show for the Battle of Atlanta, and Richard.
Yeah,
I highlighted Richard. I had Richard do some things, and they tore the house down because not used to seeing somebody with that kind of ability, and with what they would consider a disability. You know what I mean? And without a doubt,
wrong.
It's proven completely wrong. But I mean, we've had incidents in our organization when we taught where people have actually, I forget this gentleman's name that was in the class also, that really actually ward off some attackers, and he wrote a big letter to me saying that he was down in the government trying to get a government job. We had a FUMA program that he took, and to that government job, he had a problem. When he was in the parking lot, some guys came over to try to rob him, and he actually fought
beat him
back.
off.
Yeah,
he beat one of them off. 3 guys. He
Wow.
actually beat him off with some of the things that I taught him, and it was phenomenal to get a letter like that. We get quite a few letters. I mean, I recently got a letter also from somebody down in North Carolina. One of my representatives taught somebody, and while shopping with his family, someone tried to rob him, and they had a .44 caliber pistol. And he disarmed the guy with the and he held him there for 10 minutes. The police
That's
came.
incredible courage
And he was
to
up for.
begin
He was
with.
up for. He was cited for act of heroism from the police department, and wrote a beautiful letter to me stating it was. I mean, just.
That's a credit to you. I mean,
That alone, I mean,
inspiration.
all the accomplishments I had,
That's-
magazines, books, TV, movies, whatever, that alone made me feel like
gotta-
150%
yeah,
because
it's gotta.
that's what it's all about. I mean, it's not about, FUMA's a non-profit tax-exempt organization dedicated to reducing the incidence of violent crime in America. Any way possible you can do that.
And
to
helping those who need the help.
help
I mean,
kids
it's-
like you yourself. When you do the program for the kids and you give gifts during Christmas, you take your time out through FUMA.
Right.
That's something special. I mean, that's something you can't buy with all the money in the world.
You can't. No, not the
No.
feeling at all. And that's something great. And then seeing someone like Richard,
Yeah.
who's now, I mean, you're a representative now for a lot of those
Richard
people out
does a
there.
great job teaching programs, helping the people out there that do have disabilities, giving them inspiration. I mean, he shows people, when people see him, they come saying, you know, if he can do that, I mean, I can't believe it. I know I can do something.
Exactly.
Kids, I mean, and he's also great with speaking to them, and he's got a heart of gold. Like
Oh,
when
he
he does
does.
go out there, he does it from his heart. And that's the key is when you do it from your heart, that's all it takes, is doing it from your heart. That's what it means. It's all about giving, not taking.
Yeah, you
Well,
know,
as usual, I'd love to have you guys back. We're out of time.